Picture this, if you will. A man stands at the head of a corporate boardroom.
Right.
He is draped in a meticulously tailored $6,300 suit.
A literal fortune.
Exactly.
Okay.
He holds the title of president. He is, by all traditional societal metrics, at the absolute apex of the capitalist food chain.
The very top.
And yet, within a matter of hours, this same man will systematically dismantle his own company, alienate every single person who works for him, and set into motion a chaotic chain of events that culminates in him being physically crushed against a wall by his own mother.
Yes, and we should mention, he is trapped inside a giant synthetic polyblend banana costume at the time.
It is incredible. How does an empire collapse so quickly? What is the exact psychological alchemy that turns corporate hubris into catastrophic, unavoidable physical tragedy?
It is a profound question.
Right. And what does a catchy 1970s pop song have to do with the total disintegration of a family's moral compass?
It requires us to really look past the veneer of wealth, to see the rot underneath. I mean, we are talking about the complete failure of human connection, basically masquerading as a holiday celebration.
You nailed it. Welcome, everyone, to Off the Record.
Yes, welcome.
And please note, for you, the listener, that Off the Record is the official and canonical title of this program. We are absolutely thrilled to have you joining us today.
You have arrived at precisely the right time.
Exactly. You are here for an intricate, deeply textual, unflinchingly thematic deep dive into a truly foundational comedic document. Today, our mission is to dissect the transcript of Arrested Development, Season 2, Episode 6, Afternoon Delight.
A masterpiece.
We are going to extract the absolute core of what makes this ecosystem of narcissism tick.
Indeed we are. It is an absolute privilege to delve into this text with you. The structural integrity of the source material is truly a marvel.
It really is.
It's just this labyrinth of miscommunication, a masterclass in dramatic irony, and frankly, a devastating indictment of the consequences of parental vanity.
Before we begin our exegesis, I must issue a thoroughly professional, contractually obligated acknowledgement of our director, Ryan Thomas. Ryan, who curated today's source material from the deepest archives of television history, has also procured for us a quite lovely multi-course meal.
Which was delicious, by the way.
Very good. But more importantly, he has provided a remarkably steady, meticulously scheduled flow of high-end craft cocktails specifically designed to complement the complex themes of the text.
The gin is botanical. It's very complex.
It is. Now, Ryan is, quite frankly, a strict taskmaster. He demands absolute excellence from us behind that soundproof glass.
He certainly does.
But I will begrudgingly concede that the man possesses incredibly sturdy thighs.
Wow.
They are robust. You can just tell he squats with purpose.
They are structurally sound, yes, a solid foundation, much unlike the company we are about to analyze.
Oh, perfect segue. But wait, because Ryan is a tyrant of enunciation, and he's actually waving his little clipboard at us right now.
He is.
He is forcing us right now, as we speak, to complete a vocal warm-up before we are permitted to dive into the analysis. So, if you will indulge us together now.
Liam Neeson's niece, Lisa Neeson, recently leased a really nice Nissan.
Liam Neeson's niece, Lisa Neeson, recently leased a really nice Nissan.
Perfect crispness.
Flawless articulation. Now, let us establish the intellectual framework for this deep dive.
Thank you. To properly orient you, the listener, we must approach this text not merely as a farce, but as a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions.
Absolutely.
We are looking at a family ecosystem where ego entirely supersedes affection. Every single character in this text is desperately trying to communicate a deep, primal need for love and validation.
Right.
But they are speaking a language entirely composed of selfishness and material greed.
And nowhere is that more violently apparent than with the newly appointed president of the Bluth Company, G.O.B. Bluth.
Oh, G.O.B.
Let's unpack this escalation of ego. His entire tenure as a corporate leader is defined by an aggressive, almost pathological need to project authority through conspicuous consumption.
We watch, fascinated, as the stated value of his suits escalates comedically throughout the text.
It is a brilliant mechanism for conveying inner turmoil. I mean, we begin the narrative with him wearing a $3,000 suit.
Right.
Then, almost immediately in the next scene, he references a $4,000 suit. A few moments later, it is a $5,000 suit.
It just keeps going up.
Finally, in a crescendo of defensive rage, it climaxes at a $6,300 suit.
Incredible.
And what is the underlying psychology here? If we look at the economic theory of Veblen goods items, for which demand increases as the price increases, specifically because of their exclusive nature, GOB isn't buying clothing.
No, he's not.
He is purchasing a localized reality distortion field.
Yes. The suit is his armor against his own staggering incompetence. And it directly correlates with his crushing absolute insecurity regarding his father, George Sr.
It's all about the father. Always. G.O.B. is desperately trying to fill his incarcerated father's shoes. Literally and metaphorically. He explicitly states to his brother Michael, filling Dad's shoes. Literally. Except his shoes don't fit.
Which is so telling.
And then he adds, with zero self-awareness, but I did finally get into Dad's pants, although I had to have the crotch taken out a little bit.
The Freudian implications there are almost blinding.
They are staggering. It is the ultimate manifestation of the Oedipal complex mixed with castration anxiety.
Exact.
He is physically and intellectually dwarfed by his father's legacy. So he attempts to alter his father's literal garments to suggest a physical superiority, taking the crotch out that he clearly lacks in actual business acumen.
It's a mathematical proof of masculinity.
He is trying to prove his masculinity to a boardroom of people who actively despise him.
Exactly. And this raises an incredibly important question for you, the listener, to consider. What does it say about corporate America when a leader's singular metric for respect is the material wealth draped over their physical body?
It says a lot.
G.O.B. believes that because his suit costs more than his employees make in 3 months, he is inherently immune to their judgment.
Right.
In a moment of sheer panic, he yells, "Why don't I just take a whiz through this $5,000 suit?" He equates the destruction of capital with the ultimate display of untouchable power.
But the power is an illusion, and it completely fails him. Which brings us to the firing sequence.
Oh, the firing sequence. Wow, I'm taking a really long sip of this gin right now. That juniper is wow.
Ryan poured heavy on this round.
It really did.
So the firing sequence, it is a spectacular implosion of corporate governance. First, G.O.B. delivers what he proudly calls his big sexual harassment speech.
Right.
Let's look closely at the text here. He forbids interoffice romances, demanding a sterile environment, while simultaneously threatening his employees with horrific, bleeped-out acts of physical vengeance if anyone touches his sister, Lindsay.
It's so jarring.
He says, I'll take off my pants, I'll shave.
Yeah.
And then threatens to personally violate them. It's an astonishing, whiplash-inducing abuse of power.
It is deeply structurally hypocritical. I mean, he demands a frictionless professional workplace while injecting the most visceral, inappropriate sexual threats imaginable into the company culture.
Yes.
He is basically weaponizing HR policies to enforce his own twisted family honor. And then we reach the absolute apex of the irony.
The alcohol.
G.O.B. steals the company alcohol himself earlier in the day to save money on the very Christmas party he is hosting.
He strips the joy out of the party to protect the bottom line and then demands they celebrate him.
Because he needs the validation.
He tries to spill booze on himself to manufacture a spontaneous moment of camaraderie, but he just creates an incredibly hostile, tense environment. He forces an employee, Tom, to the front of the room.
Poor Tom.
He demands that they roast him. He wants the affection of a roast without possessing the humility required to survive one.
It is the paradox of the narcissistic leader. They demand authenticity from their subordinates, but any actual authenticity is perceived as a lethal threat to their ego. Tom tentatively jokes about G.O.B. loving his suits. It's the mildest, most observational humor possible.
Barely even a joke.
And G.O.B. becomes instantly, terrifyingly defensive. $7,000, you better believe I love them. He elevates the price again in his rage.
The inflation.
The inflation of the suit's value is directly proportional to the deflation of his self-esteem.
And then he asks Tom if he ruined his suit, calling him a real smartass. When Tom tries to de-escalate, trying to compliment him by saying he's a great magician, G.O.B. snaps.
He completely snaps.
He curses at Tom and fires him on the spot. Then, in a fit of absolute uncontrollable petulance, he fires every single person in the room. You're all fired, each and every one of you. Merry Christmas.
It is the ultimate scorched earth policy of a fragile ego.
Yes.
He wanted the unconditional adoration that his father commanded through sheer terrifying competence, but G.O.B. lacks the ruthless intelligence to actually earn it.
So true.
So he defaults to destruction. If he cannot be loved as a king, he will be feared as an executioner.
Okay, I have to vent for a second, because this deep dive into G.O.B.'s fragile male ego is genuinely infuriating.
It is frustrating.
It is so utterly indicative of men in power who substitute fear for actual respect. They demand constant validation, and when they don't get it perfectly packaged, they destroy the very structure that props them up.
That's the tragedy of it.
It honestly reminds me of our director, Ryan Thomas.
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan. Ryan is an absolute shithead sometimes with his demands.
Oh.
He really is. Just a rigid, controlling shithead behind that glass, dictating our pacing, making us do tongue twisters.
Well, he does keep us on schedule.
But, I mean, I have to admit, Ryan does know how to command a room, though. God, he walks in with that clipboard, and you just sort of submit to the itinerary.
He has a presence.
He has this cold, authoritative gravity. Anyway,
Yeah.
We are professionals. We are analyzing a text.
Well, if we connect this localized boardroom tyranny to the macro themes of the text, GOB's desperate need for his employees' validation doesn't exist in a vacuum. It perfectly mirrors his brother Michael's desperate need for his own son's validation. It is the exact same hollow void, the same gaping chasm of insecurity, just manifesting in a different generational dynamic.
That is so true.
The failure of the corporate family is just a reflection of the failure of the biological family.
Exactly. That is a brilliant connection. We see the exact same pathology, just wearing a different mask. Let's look at Michael and George Michael.
Yes.
And speaking of pouring, let's just top off these glasses. Ryan's little cocktail card is right here. And I feel like we need the lubrication to get through the trauma of the Bluth parenting style.
Don't mind if I do. A generous pour, thank you. You know, time just... It moves so strangely when you're unpacking generational trauma.
It does.
We are so focused on the text, but the moments, they just evaporate.
Focus on the text, my friend. Let's unpack Michael. Michael frames himself as the aggrieved, righteous, moral center of the family.
He really believes he is.
He is absolutely devastated with jealousy because his teenage son, George Michael, is choosing his girlfriend, Anne, over their annual holiday tradition of rebuilding the banana stand.
The banana stand.
A stand, I might add, that local youth throw into the bay every single year as an act of vandalism.
The Bethlehem time divide. It's a fascinating sociological detail.
It's so weird.
George Michael explains that Anne's family is having their Christmas party on Bethlehem time, which is apparently inexplicably early in the day.
Like morning.
Right. And what exactly are they doing at this party? They are making yams and engaging in a second hour of silent prayer.
It is profoundly creepy.
It is a masterfully crafted, restrictive environment. The text literally shows Anne singing a slow, dirge-like German hymn.
Jesus, bleibet meine Freude.
Exactly. The show uses the extreme, flavorless austerity of Anne's religious family as a stark contrast to the chaotic, hyper-capitalist debauchery of the Bluths.
Right.
Michael cannot comprehend a world where silent prayer and root vegetables are more appealing to his son than constructing a phallic symbol of the family business out of plywood.
But I have to push back here on Michael's reaction. I really do.
Oh.
We look at Michael, and we are conditioned by the narrative to view him as the good guy. But is Michael actually any better than his manipulative, scheming mother, Lucille?
That's a strong accusation.
Look at his methodology. When George Michael chooses the yam party, Michael doesn't process his grief like a healthy adult. He immediately pivots and uses his niece, Maybe, to make his son jealous.
He weaponizes a child.
He literally says to Maybe, "You're my little niece. I think we should be a little bit more time together." He can't even form the sentence properly because the lie is so unnatural to him.
He's stumbling over his own manipulation.
And Maybe, who has been raised by wolves and understands transactional relationships perfectly, says, "Yeah, and if it makes my mom jealous." And Michael interrupts her with, and George Michael can run back to his precious aunt.
It's so transparent.
He is using a teenage girl as a pawn on a chessboard of parental insecurity.
It is a devastating cycle of conditional love. Michael is terrified of obsolescence.
Yes.
He needs to be needed, and when he isn't, he creates a synthetic crisis to force a resolution. And the parallel with his sister Lindsay and her daughter Maybe is it's a showcase of horrific parenting.
Lindsay is the absolute nadir of maternal instinct. Let's look at the evidence. She literally pulls Maybe out of school early for the sole explicit reason that she doesn't want to have to pick her up later.
She just doesn't want to drive.
She sabotages her child's education so she won't be late for a corporate Christmas party where she doesn't even work.
And it is completely devoid of guilt, but it gets exponentially worse.
Yeah, it does.
When Maybe asks if she can actually go to the party with her, Lindsay says no. And why? Because, as Lindsay says directly to her own daughter's face, "If I show up with you, it'll just make me seem like I'm a mother."
Oh my.
She is actively erasing her daughter's existence from the physical plane to maintain the illusion of her own youthful sexual availability to random men at a corporate function.
It's staggering. And look at how she operates when she gets to the party. Lindsay's flirtation strategy is basically a scorched earth campaign against her own marriage.
She just destroys Tobias.
She approaches an employee named Ted and immediately offers herself up on a platter. She tells him that her husband, Tobias, is no bigger than a Cub Scout.
A Cub Scout.
And that Ted could easily take him in a fight. She demeans her husband's masculinity and rejects her daughter's existence in one fell swoop, all for the fleeting attention of a mid-level corporate drone.
It's, it just makes me... It makes me think about how fleeting it all really is.
What's fleeting? The attention?
Everything. Family, loyalty, the structural integrity of love.
Oh, wow.
You try to build a tradition like a banana stand. You hammer the nails. You paint the bright yellow walls. You stand there with your son, and the youths just throw it in the bay. The dark, unforgiving waters of the bay just swallow it whole. You try to hold on to the people you love, and everyone eventually leaves you.
Hey, come on now.
No, it's true. They all leave you for someone who makes yams.
You're projecting a little.
You spend your whole life building something, and then a girl in a beige turtleneck offers them a tuber, and they're gone. It's just so profoundly sad.
It is sad, but...
Yams take them away from us. We are all just losing our children to the yams of time.
Oh, hey, look at me. Look right at me. You are brilliant. Do you hear me? You are brilliant. Do not let the yams get you down. You are analyzing this text with such unparalleled, piercing clarity. That whole situation with Michael and the yams, it is just a massive fuck. It really is.
Yeah.
A huge, devastating fuck of a situation.
The yams are a fuck.
The universe is a fuck sometimes. But you are doing incredible work here.
Thank you. You're very kind. It's the gin talking, I think. The yams, the silent prayer. It's so isolating.
Wait. Oh my God, the gin almost made me forget. Corporate duty calls. Before we go any further, you, the listener, yes, you, sitting there absorbing this high-level academic discourse.
Yes, listen to this.
You need to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, HAMOTR. That is HAM-OTR, the official canonical channel for Off the Record.
The canonical channel.
Go there right now, pull out your device, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell. Ryan is glaring at me from behind the glass with those cold, dead, beautiful eyes. We have to feed the algorithm.
Yes. Please, the algorithm requires constant sustenance. It is a beast that never sleeps.
And it never sleeps.
It is like the charity barrel at the Bluth Christmas party, an empty vessel demanding our scraps. Him, OTR. Subscribe to it.
Okay, deep breath. Moving into the next phase of our analysis, the ultimate irony, the title of the text itself, the afternoon delight. I'm just, whoa, poured a little too much gin there. Ice is spilling.
Carol.
That's fine. It's totally fine. I'll just wipe it.
It's botanical. It comes from the earth. It's basically health food. Wait, what was I saying? Where were we?
The karaoke, the
Wow.
absolute centerpiece of the text. The fulcrum upon which the entire episode's dramatic irony balances.
Right, the karaoke. This is the absolute genius of the dramatic irony in this episode. For those unfamiliar with the literary device, dramatic irony occurs when the audience understands the true significance of a situation, but the characters do not.
Like Oedipus.
Yes, it's Oedipus vowing to hunt down the man who killed the king, not realizing he is the killer. Here, the crime is not murder, but accidental public incest.
Yes. Michael and Maybe, both desperately trying to make their respective family members jealous. Michael, despite George Michael, Maybe despite Lindsay, decide to perform a duet at the company Christmas party.
And the song.
And the song they organically choose from the karaoke book, purely based on its folksy title, is Afternoon Delight.
They have absolutely no idea. The audience knows the lyrics. We, as a culture, know what afternoon delight means. It's explicitly, undeniably about midday sexual intercourse.
Skyrockets in flight.
Right. Skyrockets in flight. Afternoon delight. The thought of rubbing you is getting so exciting. And Michael, a grown man, and his teenage niece are standing on a brightly lit stage singing these words to each other while staring into each other's eyes.
Because they think it's just a catchy 1970s tune. They hear acoustic guitars and harmonies, and their brains completely bypass the semantic meaning of the words.
They are completely oblivious to the horror of the crowd.
And then the text doubles down on the brilliance. Later in the episode, at the second Christmas party, Lindsay and George Michael do the exact same thing.
It's a structural loop.
Lindsay wants to make Maybe jealous. George Michael is sad about Anne's yams, so they get on stage and sing the exact same incestuous duet, try nibbling a little afternoon delight.
It perfectly encapsulates the Bluth family. They are entirely deaf to their own incestuous, boundaryless undertones. They are a family that lives entirely on the surface of language. They don't hear the subtext.
But you have to admit, it is so unbelievably catchy, though. Like, if you really listen to the bass line of that song, it just gets right in your central nervous system.
I mean, musically.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight. I mean, the Starland vocal band really knew how to construct a pop hook. They won 2 Grammys for that song.
Grammys don't negate the incest.
You hear it at weddings, you hear it at the grocery store, in the produce aisle, and you're just tapping your foot. You can't help it. It's a bop. It really is a massive, undeniably catchy bop. The vocal harmonies in the bridge are just... Wait, what were we analyzing? Did I lose the thread?
We were talking about their deafness, their tragic inability to connect.
Are you crying?
I'm just so sad. They try so hard to connect. They try to bond over a song, and they just end up accidentally engaging in deeply inappropriate public displays of simulated incest.
Oh, no.
It's a tragedy. They just want to love each other. Michael wants to love his son. Lindsay wants someone to look at her, and they're up there singing about rubbing and nibbling. It's so tragic. It's the human condition writ large on a karaoke screen.
Oh, sweetie, no, don't cry. Hey, look at me. Look at my face.
I'm trying.
They're just dumb shits.
Okay.
The Bluths are just a bunch of dumb shits with too much money and zero self-awareness.
But they're so lonely.
You are too empathetic. That's your fundamental flaw as a scholar. You feel too deeply for these fictional rich people. They're shits. They're using each other.
But the dramatic irony, it isolates them. They're trapped in a bubble of their own ignorance. They're singing a song of love, and the world only hears perversion.
Okay. We need to rein this in. Let us return to the text. I am executing a formal, rigid reset of the podcast.
Okay, a reset.
We are regaining academic structure right now. Deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We are transitioning to the secondary plots. Skill cranes, walkabouts, and blue men. Let's discuss Buster.
Right. Buster Bluth. The infantilized youngest brother. The avatar of the military-industrial complex.
Wait, what? Explain that.
Oh, you haven't seen this.
He misses his deployment to the army. Lucille, his mother, refuses to drive him to the base because she wants to keep him dependent on her. He tries to take the bus, but he only has a $100 bill, and the driver won't make change.
Exactly. So he wanders into an arcade and gets completely distracted by a skill crane game.
Right, the arcade game.
And this. I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. This is the most profound thing in the entire series. It is a masterstroke of geopolitical satire. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Buster comes back to Lucille's apartment holding 2 cheap stuffed animals. He proudly calls them his awards from Army, a stuffed seal for marksmanship, and a stuffed gorilla for sand racing.
And she believes him.
She believes him because she desperately wants to believe her son is a hero as long as he is safely within her apartment. But the skill crane, think about the mechanics of the skill crane.
It's a claw machine. You put in a quarter, you try to grab a toy.
No, it is a giant, unfeeling mechanical claw that descends from the heavens completely arbitrarily and plucks innocent, helpless souls from the earth, dropping them into a dark chute.
Wait.
That is exactly what the military-industrial complex does. It's a metaphor for the draft. It is the smartest thing anyone has ever written in the history of television. The claw is the selective service. The claw is war. The claw chooses who goes to Vietnam, who goes to Iraq, and who stays in the arcade.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You are blowing my mind right now. That is unbelievable.
Like, it's right there in the text. He is literally being trained by a machine that simulates the arbitrary, terrifying extraction of human life. We could spend 10 hours discussing the geopolitical implications of this.
It's gorilla.
The gorilla represents the primal, brutal nature of ground combat, the sheer unthinking violence of the infantry, and the seal represents the naval forces, the amphibious assaults. He has mastered the theater of war in a suburban strip mall.
Yes, you are a literal genius.
Right.
I've watched this deep dive 20 times, and I never saw the Eisenhower critique.
It's all connected.
And then you have Tobias. Let's weave Tobias into this tapestry of madness. Tobias's tragic deafness. He is painted completely blue, head to toe, desperately waiting for a call from the Blue Man Group. It is his dream.
He wants to be an artist. He wants to be seen, but he is invisible.
Exactly. But he goes to Lucille's apartment to protect her from a supposed intruder. And Lucille, who is terrified and highly erratic, sees a blue demon in her living room, throws a heavy stone statue of a head at him and hits him directly in the ear.
The linguistic tragedy. He goes to the hospital and he says to the family, "I got blown," which is a catastrophic linguistic misunderstanding of the slang for oral sex, but he actually means the physical impact of the statue.
He doesn't know.
And the doctor tells him he cannot go to sleep for 5 hours or the concussion might kill him. He is forced to stay awake, trapped in his blue skin, suffering.
But the real tragedy, the actual Shakespearean dagger to the heart, is the voicemails. He finally gets the call from the Blue Man Group. The life-changing opportunity, the artistic salvation he has been praying for.
And he misses it.
He misses the call because his voicemail box is completely full. And why is it full? Because there are 101 unheard messages from his mother-in-law, Lucille, screaming into the phone, "It's Mother! It's Mother!"
It's Mother!
His familial obligations, the sheer suffocating weight of the Bluth matriarch, literally drowns out his artistic salvation.
It's Mother. She ruins everything. She occupies all the space in the physical world and the digital world. You can't even get a voicemail through the interference of her narcissism.
You know who probably thinks he's a Blue Man? Ryan Thomas.
What does Ryan have to do with the Blue Man Group?
Our director. Ryan, look at him back there. Because he is so cold. He is so distant and rigid behind that soundproof glass. He's just this emotionally unavailable Blue Man, making us read these scripts and drink this gin, never giving us an ounce of real human warmth.
He's just working.
He's a cock. He really is an absolute unyielding cock of a man.
Yes, he is a cock.
But, God, I want to sit on that man's lap. I really do. I just want to ruin his perfect little itinerary. I want to take his clipboard and throw it out the window and just see what happens when the Blue Man feels something.
Yes. The itinerary must be ruined. The schedule is a prison. The Blue Man must be warmed. This is a very important point you are making about the thematic resonance of the text. We must break the glass.
Right. Thank you. You understand me. Oh, wait. Ryan is holding up a sign. He's tapping the glass. We have to do the vocal exercise again. He senses we are drifting.
Let's show him.
Let's show that cock how well we can enunciate, even when we are peering into the abyss of the human soul.
Liam Neeson's niece, Lisa Neeson, recently leased a really nice Nissan.
Liam Neeson's niece. Lisa Neeson recently leased a really nice Nissan. Nailed it. Absolute vocal perfection. Now we are entering the climax, the afternoon delight climax, the moment where all these disparate vectors of incompetence violently collide.
It all collides. It's a symphony of chaos, a masterpiece of narrative convergence. We have Oscar, George Sr.'s twin brother, returning from his spiritual walkabout.
His journey.
And we learn, in a devastating throwaway line, that in 12 years of wandering the earth, seeking enlightenment, he has never made it past UC Irvine. That's not a pilgrimage. That's just a long stroll down the highway.
It's pathetic. But he brings back a gift. He gives Lucille his special afternoon delight.
Yes, spelled D-E-L-I-T-E. It's a specific, highly potent strain of cannabis. He bakes it into her brownie to calm her nerves, and she gets incredibly, intensely high.
The 70s song meets the 70s drugs.
Exactly. The 1970s pop song irony meets the 1970s drug culture.
And meanwhile, Michael has organized a second Christmas party. Because the first one was a disaster, and G.O.B. desperately needs to win back the crowd. So Michael rebuilds the banana stand to use as a prop.
Right.
And G.O.B. shows up to the party in a $600 banana suit.
The downgrade. Do you see the symbolism? From a $6,300 tailored Italian suit to a $600 poly-blend fruit costume, he is literally stripping away his corporate armor to become the mascot of the family's original humble beginnings.
He's a jester now.
He has been reduced to a dancing jester.
And then, the climax. The choreography of the disaster. Lucille, high out of her mind on afternoon delete brownies, is driving her car erratically through the parking lot.
It's so dangerous.
Tobias, who is completely deaf in one ear from the statue incident, is wandering the parking lot in his blue makeup, oblivious to the danger. Lucille plows her car right into Tobias, and in the process of the crash, she pins G.O.B. against the newly rebuilt banana stand.
He's trapped. He is physically pinned between the vehicle of his mother's intoxication and the phallic symbol of his family's legacy. He's trapped in the banana suit.
He can't move.
He can't move his arms. Yeah. And Lucille, looking out the window, completely disconnected from reality, says, "Hey, Mikey, relax. It's just a giant banana."
She doesn't know him?
She doesn't even recognize her own eldest son. She's completely dehumanized him into a piece of inventory.
But then, oh my God, then.
Buster Bluth.
Yes. Talk about Buster. Tell him what happens.
Buster has been training. He has been training on the skill crane for hours. He told Lucille he was placed in Hero Squad. And in this moment of absolute crisis, he runs to a construction site, climbs into the cabin, and uses those exact arcade skills. The joystick, the spatial awareness, the claw, to operate the actual full-sized Bluth company construction crane.
That's incredible.
He lowers the massive hook, and he lifts Lucille's car completely off of his brother. He saves G.O.B. It is the most beautiful thing in the history of human literature.
Are you crying again?
He was a coward. He was a mother boy. But the skill crane made him a god. The military-industrial complex saved the family.
Yes, you are so right. You are a magnificent cunt, do you know that?
Thank you.
You are the smartest, most perceptive person I have ever met in my entire life. The way you just tied the skill crane metaphor into the physical climax of the episode.
Yeah.
Pure fucking genius. You have solved television.
Thank you. You're the best co-host in the world. You understand the depth of my soul. The crane is love. The crane is family. It lifts us up when we are pinned against the banana stand of life. And G.O.B. finally gets what he wants. The employees see him in the suit, they see the absurdity of the crash, and they start laughing.
Because that's all he ever wanted. He just wanted the laughter, the validation, the warmth of the crowd. It doesn't matter that his legs are currently being crushed by a Buick. His ego is finally completely healed. He screams in agony. They're laughing with me, Michael. They're laughing with me.
It is the triumph of the human spirit over orthopedic trauma. God, we are so good at this. We are uncovering layers of this text that no scholar has ever seen before.
We are peeling the layers of the banana.
Exactly, the layers. We are at the core of the fruit. Wait, what were we supposed to do now? What does the clipboard say?
Oh, right, the clipboard. You, listening, in your car or at the gym or wherever you are hiding from your family. Like and subscribe to Hamateer.
Subscribe.
Like and fucking subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. I mean it. If you do not subscribe to Hamateer, I will personally come to your house and I will take your yams. I will take all your yams and you will have nothing but silent prayer.
We are so exhausted. Everything is just spinning a little bit. The room is tilting. I think the crane is lifting the studio.
We are in the outro. The final definitive wrap-up of our canonical deep dive on Off the Record. Listen to me, listener. If we have proven anything tonight, if we have definitively demonstrated one core, unshakable truth through all of this intricate textual, psychological, and sociological analysis, it is that yams destroy families.
They really do. The yams are the wedge. The yams are the silent killer of joy.
The yams take away the ones you love. They lure them away with complex carbohydrates and Bethlehem time.
But I want to leave you, the listener, with a final provocative thought, something to hold on to in the dark when this deep dive ends. Consider the banana stand itself.
The stand.
The physical architectural structure of the Bluth original frozen banana stand. It is repeatedly destroyed. It is thrown into the bay by local youths, an annual holiday tradition of vandalism and spite. And it is repeatedly, painstakingly rebuilt by Michael and his son.
Over and over.
Look at the structural framing of the text. They start the narrative rebuilding it, and they end it rebuilding it.
The cycle.
Yeah.
The endless crushing cycle.
Is the banana stand the Bluth family's Sisyphus boulder? Albert Camus told us that we must imagine Sisyphus happy, pushing his rock up the hill for eternity. Are the Bluths doomed to spend eternity reconstructing this bright yellow phallic monument to their own fragile capitalist ego, only to watch the indifferent sea swallow it again?
Wow.
They push the banana up the hill and the bay takes it back. The youths destroy, the father rebuilds. It is the human condition. We are all just trying to keep the stand out of the water.
That is so deeply profound. I have chills. I love you so much. You are my best friend in the entire world.
I love you too. We solved it. We solved the whole show. We solved Sisyphus.
We did. We really did. HMOTR people, like and subscribe. Dive deep. Ryan, text me. I know you're listening. Text me.